There's no point to sitting in this huge mansion or having this dream car or being able to go all of these places if you're doing it alone. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about the 4 steps to build your ideal and dream life. The first one, and arguably the most important, is people. The people around you will have the largest impact on your happiness, your fulfillment, and ultimately your success, whether it's in your finances, your family, or your relationships. Nothing can make your life more miserable than being in a relationship with the wrong person, being and surrounding yourself around the wrong crowd, or just generally being around people that don't make you happy. Now, while this can be complex at times, because let's say you don't have the right people in your life right now, and you're trying to figure out how to meet them, how to network, how to find better people. And it starts from within. If you want to have great people in your life, you need to be great. Now, this doesn't mean that overnight you suddenly need to become a millionaire or you suddenly need to do all these heroic acts. Instead, sometimes you just need to go down to the basics and go, what does a great person possess? How do they communicate? Are they giving? Do they care about others? Do they put up with nonsense? And do they tolerate disrespect and people that don't serve their lives or beneficial for you to help them? Where are you spending your time? Now, you can't get the right people to enter and most importantly, stay in your life if you're constantly around the wrong ones. Picture an incredible person who has values, who has morals, who's successful, that's a fun person to be around. And let's say you meet them for the first time. But the second you're meeting them, you're around a bunch of people who are negative, who are lazy, who are always complaining and gossiping about other people. Do you think that person of high quality that might like you, that might be interested in becoming friends with you, will want to surround themselves with you if your closest friends and the people you surround yourself with aren't those same types of people? Look, I'm not saying that everyone has to be just like you. In fact, it's good to be around people who are way different. But you have to make sure that you have non-negotiables set up to where you know that, look, if this person isn't doing these things with their lives, if they don't have these values or these integrities that are so important to the people that you're supposed to surround yourself with, then you're not going to know who's the right person. The people who become most vulnerable to really bad people entering their life is people with lack of self-esteem. If you can't be comfortable and willing to walk away from the wrong person or wrong group of people, even if it means you have to be lonely for a short season of your life to actually stick to your core values and who you are as a person, then you're going to continue to have bad people entering your life. You do this first by focusing within, improving your health, wealth, happiness, your workout. You read, you develop, you study, you develop and grow as a person. And then when you meet people, focus on them, not about all the great things you do. They'll learn about it, they'll see it, but instead find out the best traits in them. Listen, be impactful to them, make the people's lives around you better. And what you're going to start to notice is you're going to start accumulating incredible people in your life, which will have a ripple effect into your happiness, your finances, your family, and ultimately just your overall well-being. You are who you surround yourself with. 2 is your finances. People always say, does money make you happy? Instead, focus on what can make you happy, and that's freedom of choice. If you can truly decide how you want to live, where you want to live, and the daily decisions that you want to make to the highest level, you have to have the finances to do so. Now, many times people think that this suddenly means you need to be a multi-zillionaire. You have to do all these crazy things. Instead, it's actually a lot more simple if you take the right steps. First, you need to figure out who makes good money. Oftentimes when we get on social media, we think it's these extravagant, made up things that someone did. When in fact, a lot of times people who are wildly successful do something that's very simplistic, basic, and many times even boring at a scale, and they do so to the highest level. Whether they're in plumbing, whether in roofing, whether in technology, whether they're in engineering, Or maybe they just have something as simple as a power washing business or remodeling business, or they're a nurse. But whatever they do, they're fantastic at their trade. You have to find skill sets that people need and you can add value to their lives and their businesses. Now, once you get into that industry, that business, that trade, scale it. Become the best of the best at your job. If you're significant, you have a huge impact on every customer, every business, and every employer or colleague that you work with, you're going to make great money. Now, when you make great money, you need to design your life around it. That means budgeting, investing, and allocating your money, time, and resources into things that can increase your net worth and increase the quality of your life. Many times people will do things like, and this is okay starting out early to have a bunch of roommates, whatever the case may be. But if you've been doing that for more than a year or two, if you're not in a great quality of life where you have a peaceful place, a peaceful apartment where you can live on your own or with your spouse, where you're not hearing loud music or someone making all this crazy noises and negativity and bringing it into your home. If you have a place of peace where you can develop and grow yourself and make sure you're in the right mindset, it's going to make you more happy. And in the same sense, no matter what you're doing, don't forget to allocate some type of capital every single month to your happiness. It's okay to be done with your money as long as you're controlling and allocating the rest of that money into saving, into investing, and into an emergency fund to create not only a stable, but a flourishing, happy lifestyle. If you're not rewarding yourself for your accomplishments and your work ethic and your focus every single month, many times our brain will actually start to self-sabotage ourselves, meaning your brain's going to go, well, my goal is to survive and be happy. Why am I working 50, 60 hours a week and I'm not even happy? I don't feel fulfilled. I'm not doing any of the things I like. Make sure to reward yourself. An incredible book on this is the Atomic Habits, and it talks about the reward receptors and how to teach your brain how to work more efficiently, work harder, and ultimately be more successful. 3 is your health. Health is wealth. You ever had a cold or maybe caught the flu and realized how miserable it is and how good your life was last week when you were complaining about traffic or that bad breakup or the thing that was going on at work, and you realize how good life was when you could just breathe normally. You didn't have a raging headache or migraine or even a fever, and now you feel horrible. When you feel great, you're well rested, you drink water, you work out 4 to 5 times a week. Not only is your mental health better, for men, your testosterone levels are higher, your anxiety is lower, but you can stretch and extend your lifestyle and feel better as a person. If you look at the most happy, successful people that have great friends, they're successful in the work, almost all of them have great fitness. This doesn't have to be something crazy, but a good way to start this, and something I've always done to always at least keep the momentum going, is even on the days that I don't feel like working out, I don't feel like being healthy or going to the gym or going for a run or whatever the case may be, I commit to at least going for 5 minutes. If I feel like staying longer, I will. But if I don't, I at least extended the streak of at least being active that day, improving my mindset, improving my habits. And what oftentimes happens more than not is instead of going for just 5 minutes, I end up staying in the gym for 45 to 60 minutes and I get a great workout in. At the slightest, I'm there to 5 to 15 minutes. I get a quick pump, quick run, a quick workout in. I feel better and I'm going to continue to be in a healthy mindset, and my body is going to be prepared for myself to continue to be happy, healthy, and successful. 4 is giving. Remember, no one is going to remember what car you drove, how big your house was, but they're always going to remember the way you made them feel and the way that you impacted their lives. While you can't pour from an empty glass, that's why we talked about these other 3 steps, nothing's going to make you feel more fulfilled and happy than helping other people, giving to charity, giving back to the homeless, helping friends and family and people around your community live a better lifestyle, connecting people with jobs and opportunities, or even just giving or lending a helping hand. Find time each week to give back and make the world a better place. Not only do your blessings flourish, but you ultimately end up making the people around you better. There's no point to sitting in this huge mansion or having this dream car or being able to go all of these places if you're doing it alone. Give back to the people around you, and it will bring more blessings and happiness to your life than you can ever imagine. When I was first starting my company, Mitt Group, and I was trying to craft my strategy on how to grow and to be successful, I came up with a wild yet simple idea, which sounds like a no-brainer in theory, but almost no company does this. I said, you know what? Let's just put our people first. Before we think about a customer, before we think about operations, let's just make the commitment that we're always going to take the side of our people, our contractors, our employees, our partners, everyone. And we're going to put them first. We're going to make sure they're healthy. We're going to make sure they're financially okay. We're going to equip them and give them all the necessary tools to make sure that they can flourish and their lives and their families can become better. And what was so interesting is how fast we grew. In our first year, we didn't even need to do any recruiting. We didn't need to do anything because the company recruited for itself. People were referring other people to come work at the organization, and we grew at such a massive rate. This is the same for anything, is you don't have to tell anyone. Oftentimes, the things that I'll do, nobody knows about, but I'm helping someone else's life get better. Why work so hard, do all these things if you can't make the people around you lives better? So I hope you guys enjoyed those 4 steps. Remember, life is oftentimes more simple than we think. But if you get too caught up in the chaos and the problems and the obstacles our day-to-day that we face in our lives, we'll forget that just doing the simple 4 things that can change your life, your family's lives, and ultimately the people's lives around you forever by just sticking to the basics and doing the things that we know we need to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys again for another video. Other than that, make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube. Also, check out my podcast, the Grant Mitt Podcast, which video form is now on my YouTube channel, and it's also going to be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Hope you guys have a great week. Thanks.